Yeah, sure.
Sorry, what shir is that? This Marcel is talking about? Not my wife, but the other one.
Oh, Rebbe Mendel Kesem.
Oh, you're putting it on the group. Yeah.
Well, I'll send it. I'll share it. You send it to me and I'll share it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll drive everybody mad who's on any of my groups, and they'll just archive me or mute me.
I just want to tell you something very interesting about how righteous we are. You know that one time, the fact, here we are in one shir promoting another shir, and we're all very happy to do that, including, of course, me. When the Gemara says that people don't like competition. They're competitions, but in Torah, there's no such thing as competition, just the opposite. The Gemara says, Kina Sofrim, Tar v'chachma. That means when teachers are jealous of each other, when Rabbanim are jealous of each other, that's good because it pushes them to do more learning. So I think it's beautiful that we're, oh, that's good, Shulamit. Okay, so you be in touch. And that's not so much around the corner, but you be in touch with me, okay?
I'm coming to Jerusalem after Shabbos for a few days, so hopefully I'll be in touch then.
Okay, so you'll be in touch, Molly.
Of course. I was thinking about surprising you and hopping on the bus to Har Nof this morning, because there was a bus stop right next to mine that said Har Nof. I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to just surprise you and turn up at the door? But I didn't think you'd appreciate it with all my cases. So
Okay, thank you for being sensitive to that.
No, I'm joking. I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, I would have always let you know.
I'm actually in my kitchen since early this morning. I'm having a lot of people for Shabbos, grandchildren and their friends and people who are here in Eretz Israel. So like you would have come into a little bit of a madhouse. Okay, Baruch Hashem. So Bezrat Hashem, you let me know. You'll be in touch next week, Bezrat Hashem. Okay, where are we up to? Because last week I was in my office in Neve and I didn't have my sefer with us. So where did we leave off last week?
I think we finished Tet Zion. I think Tet Zion we're holding on.
Good, very good. Nachon. We're going to continue more. We're going to review again Tet Zion because I remember thinking I didn't really finish it. Okay. And this is, I tried to do this live several times and somehow it didn't work, but now we are Baruch Hashem. I think that I hope that all the links and the clicks work. But we have a teaching in Tehillim that's, I'm hoping that you've already experienced. So I'm going to tell it to you, and I want you to share with me if indeed you've experienced this experience. So Chazal tell us that David HaMelech asked Hashem that Hashem should impregnate Tehillim, the book of Tehillim, with every single energy that every Jew would ever need at any time. And if you're a follower of Tehillim, if you're a Tehillim sayer, which all of us are, and if you study Tehillim, which all of us are, so I wonder if this has ever happened to you. And it's happened to me, I cannot tell you how many times, because I stopped counting. The first few times it happened, I was like, whoa. And then I realized that this is how it is in Tehillim. So a lot of times, Tehillim is written with Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh means divine inspiration. It means it wasn't dictated to David HaMelech as a prophet. It was David HaMelech, he began to write the song, the Mizmor, and he began to write the Mizmor, each Mizmor, based on something that was happening either to himself personally, or to the Jewish people, or in future for us. And so a lot of times when you read a pasuk, we just happen to be upon this pasuk, Tet Zion, and it's exactly what's going on either in your personal life, or in the life of the nation, or in the life of the world. So here, I want you to, and I'm sure that this has happened to you, also, if you say Tehillim slowly, then a lot of times, or even if you say it quickly, but if you say it slowly for sure, then sometimes you get stuck on a pasuk. You get stuck on one verse. What do I mean by getting stuck? You begin to think about it. You can't proceed to the next pasuk. You just want to stay and repeat that pasuk or think about it, or something is hitting you. The pasuk is calling to you. I don't hear anybody, but okay. The pasuk is calling to you, and telling you to analyze it. So if any of that has ever happened to you, you should know that that's common, and it's important to pay attention to it, and it's important to actually sit with the pasuk and think about it. So sometimes you'll see, for example, here, just in the first two words of our pasuk, B'yadcha itosai, B'yadcha itotai. So the Rashi Tevot, the first letters are Bet and an Ayin. Now, if you have a Kabbalistic siddur, you'll notice that every time there is certain Rashi Tevot, beginnings of words that are significant, they'll be bold in the siddur, or they'll be made bigger. Here's one. I don't think you have it in your Tehillim, but Ayin Beis Ayin is Ayin Beis. Ayin Beis is one of the names of God, has 72 letters, and it's called the Shem Ayin Beis. That's how it's called. There's also a gematria, a numerical value of one of Hashem's names into Ayin Beis 72. So here, right away, as soon as you look at the first two words of that pasuk, you have B'yadcha itotai. That means David Melech is saying to you, he could have written B'yadcha zamanai, because itotai means my times, all the times of my life, the different seasons of my life, the different years of my life, or the different years and the tkufot, the historical eras of the Jewish people. He could have written it in many different words, many different synonyms. The fact that he wrote it like this says, pay attention, because this is a very elevated concept. We're on 31, Lamed Aleph. It's a very elevated concept because the name of Hashem, Ayin Beis, is considered a very, very elevated name. Okay, so first, here's the first two words. B'yadcha itotai, which means Hashem, all time, my times, is in your hands. That means, and this is so important, this morning I meditated on this. I said, Hashem, I have more work than 24 hours worth in the day, today. So today, Yom Chamishi, Thursday. I need a little bit more time in the day. I don't have enough time. But, and I began in the middle of davening to just try to schedule. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. Hashem, b'yadcha itotai, the time is in your hands. You will help me. I have no idea what this day is going to bring. I know my list of things that I have to do. But also I know that you, Hashem, are in charge of time, hours, minutes, seconds, days, situations. Everything is from you, Hashem. Everything. So I'm going to do the best that I can, but I'm going to let go of all of the preconceived ideas that I have. I'll tell you that one of our chevra who's on, I'm not going to say who. So her precious daughter-in-law was a very, very, very beloved student of mine. So she moved to a certain area, and we've been trying to get together for months. And every time we try, something else is gets in the way, whether it's her scheduling, her family, my scheduling, my family. It's just crazy how every time we try to make a time together, something happens. Not that we're, not in a bad way, just in a wonderful way, always in a blessed way. Anyway, this past Shabbos, I was going to be in her area for Shabbos. And I very much wanted to see her, but I said, Hashem, every time I plan this, it backfires. So I'm not going to plan anything. I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm there. I'm not going to make any times. I'm not going to have any expectations. And bidyuk, that's the Shabbos that we were able to hang out in. It was fabulous. Anyway, so that's called Biyadcha Itosai. In your hands, Hashem, are all the times of my life. You're in control. Just like we had in Pasuk Vav, Biyadcha Afkid Ruchi, into your hands, Hashem, I entrust my soul. So too I see, Hashem, into your hands. You're in control of the times of my life. You're in control of when I'm going to meet this person, when I'm not going to meet that person, when I'm going to get this job, when I'm going to get that job, when I'm going to get, everything has its right time. And that's the time that Hashem has chosen. So you're in control of all the time. Same thing in Jewish history. We keep saying, Hashem, bring Mashiach now, bring Mashiach now. And Hashem loves when we say that. But the bottom line is, the moment of Mashiach's revelation is in Hashem's hands. And only He is in control. And the Rav keeps saying, the Zohar says that Hashem said when they asked him in Shamayim, Tzadikim say, when does Mashiach come in? He says, Razi li, which means it's the secret. Hashem says this to the Tzadikim, it's the secret that only I keep to myself. Every other secret I reveal to you, but the Geula, Razi li, it's my secret. So we don't know when that time is going to be. But whatever it is, we have to pray. So I don't know what's my times. No one knows the time that they're going to give birth. No one knows the times that they're going to leave this world. No one knows the time they're going to make their zivug. No one knows the time they're going to do anything. We have a basic idea, but we don't really know. So I have to daven. So I'm saying, I'm declaring, I'm letting go, but I'm making my efforts, my hishtadlus, my efforts by praying and saying, I'm going to ask you, Hashem, to save me from all of those pursuers, all of those people in those situations and those worries. The enemies that a person has are not just people and, I don't know, swastikas or kafiyas. The enemies that we have are our internal enemy, the mind. Our mind is our biggest enemy because our mind is our greatest asset and it's our biggest challenge to control the mind. So the oivai, that in Hebrew, in Yiddish, we say oivei, yeah? So oivai is my enemies that cause me to say oivei. And rodfai are those things that are running after me. They're pursuing me. They're chasing me. What's chasing you? Nobody's chasing you. I'm sitting here now in a chair. You're sitting in your houses. We're all saying no one's chasing us. Baruch Hashem. Sadly, there are people who are being chased physically and financially. And nowadays, you don't have to chase a person physically. You could just send them an email or send them a text or whatever. And that chases them. But what's mostly chasing us is our thoughts. So don't let your thoughts chase you. Don't let them keep doing same old. One of the very powerful tools that we have, which I don't think we learned together, but maybe we did because I did it on one of my Zoom classes. It's called Gilui Da'at. Did I ever learn with you? Just somebody make a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat because that pops up on my screen. Did I ever learn with? No, I didn't learn with you Gilui Da'at. Okay, so Be'ezrat Hashem, B'li Neder, we're going to learn Gilui Da'at very, very soon. I'll send it to you, and you'll print it out, and we'll learn it. The Gilui Da'at, if you have a sitter from the Edot HaMizrach, the Sephardim, not the Nusach Sephard, but the Nusach and the Sephardim, we call that Ayin Mem, Edot HaMizrach. So the very, very beginning of the Siddur, just as you begin your day, we have two declarations that we make, two major, profound declarations. The first declaration, we're not really going to learn, it's very Kabbalistic. It's all about the Sefirot. But the second declaration that we make, and we just make it between us and God. It's not like I have to have witnesses or do this in front of other people. It's a declaration that I make before God. And I say to Hashem, I hereby declare that any negative thoughts, and then there's a whole list of all the different possible negativities, worrying, apicorsis, going against God, immoral, unhappy, depressing, despairing, a whole long list of the different types of negative thoughts a person has. Any of those thoughts I hereby declare null and void as I begin my day. And we don't just declare them null and void. It's not like we say all the words of Kol Nidre, Lo Sharirin, Velo Kayamin. They won't have any life force. They won't have any, how do we say that? Existence. And we say a lot of legal terms to make sure that any negative thought that we have, we get into the categories, different halacha categories, and then we say, I have it as if I just said, just the same power of declaring the chametz in my possession null and void before Pesach. So too, I now declare every single day before Hashem that any negative thought that I have, I now declare it null and void before I even think it. And then you don't have to worry all day long, because even if we think stupid thoughts, because our brains are, we're sadly, until Mashiach comes, we have been conditioned to be negative. We've been conditioned by the media. We've been conditioned by the Western world to think negatively, to think pessimistically, to think in an unholy way, to think in a sad way. We've been conditioned like that. And so we're going to think those kinds of thoughts during the day. That might happen. But before the day began, or any time during the day, you can say this Gilui Dat, this revelation of your true intention, and it nullifies all of those thoughts. Those are the rodfim. Those are the things that are chasing us. They're chasing us. That I think that a chaser is also, I'm not a drinker. I can't, if I drink any whiskey, I fall asleep. If I have a teaspoon of it, I fall fast asleep. With wine, I can have like a revius, then I fall fast asleep. My body doesn't tolerate alcohol. But I know that there's such a thing called a chaser. I don't exactly know what it is, but it has to do with drinking. Maybe it's seltzer, maybe it's, I don't know what it is, but I know that there's a thing, and that's chasing you. What is it chasing you? People never have addictions, drinking addictions, alcohol addictions. It's so sad. Oh, Hashem should save all the Jewish people from addictions. Ha'ira panecha alavdecha. So now we're continuing to pray. We're saying, Hashem, shine your face on me. Give me a smile. Shine your face on me, Hashem. I'm your servant. Ha'ira panecha alavdecha. Shine your panim. Now, it's what we say in Birkas Kohanim, right? Ha'er Ya'er Hashem panav yelecha v'yichoneka. Hashem should shine his face to us and be gracious to us. What does it mean Hashem should shine his face to us? It means Hashem should show us that he loves us. In any way, whatever. Your challah comes out good. That's called Hashem shines his face on you. And he shines his face. Of course, Hashem doesn't have a physical face at all. He doesn't have any physicality, but we're allowed to use terminology in davening, in prayer, to make us have a certain understanding. And so, Hashem, show me you love me. It's like, how the sun, when you were a little kid, you painted, you made a picture of the sun in the corner of every picture. You drew a big yellow sun with a smiley, right? So that's like Hashem is shining his face at you. Hashem is smiling at us. And he asked Hashem, shine your face at us. Now, I want you to, again, look at the first two letters of those first two words. Hey and pay is pay. The word peh. Hey, pay, you flip it, is the word peh. Peh means the mouth. And sorry. So if you flip the words, ha'er panecha, ha'ir panecha is the letters hey and pay. Flip them, you get the letters pay and hey. Pay and hey means peh. It means the mouth. And here we learn a very important lesson. Whenever you speak, make it be he'arat panim. What does it mean, he'arat panim? Make it be that the person you're speaking to feels that you're sending them loving energy, enlightening energy, good energy, positive energy. Not just that, but peh, hey, hey, also is the word po, hey, hey. And the word po means when you're here with someone. When you're with someone, trying to give off good energy. He'arat panim. He'arat panim means your face should shine to the other person so that the other person feels your love and the other person feels your concern, your care, your goodness, your spirituality, that you're a walking advertisement for Hashem. Ha'ira panim, he'arat panim. He'arat panim, which means to show someone a beautiful face, is one of the most important things that we can do in this world now. I told you once, I gave a class on this years and years ago in America, when I taught in a school called Ezra Academy at Queens, the best school in the world for high school kids who are beginners. And I have a degree from University in Mathematics and Sciences and Education. But I always wanted to just, since I'm a little, I don't know, Hashem helped me teach in a Baal Tshuva school, a Baal Tshuva high school, and the most amazing Rebbetzins and Rabbanim have been my students. So in the afternoon, in the morning we taught Torah, and the girls and boys were separate. In the afternoon we taught regular high school classes, and I taught math and science to high school kids. And so in the morning of that, whatever day that was, I gave the girls a class on the idea of smiling and how Ha'arat Panim, showing a person a beautiful face. You know that everybody looks better when they smile. Everyone looks better when they smile. My mother, she should rest in peace, had many of you will remember her. She had a smile that when she smiled, she was like her face transformed. She was like a different person. And at the end of her life, her smile was really, half of her face was her smile. It lit up everything. And everyone used to love to watch her smile. When you smile to somebody, it really gives them a lot. First of all, it gives you a lot, because I have to read that study again. I read it a long time ago about these particular muscles in the cheeks that you push them up, they activate some kind of good feelings in your brain. But anyway, so we were learning about maybe this pasuk, and we were learning about smiling and how always to smile, even if no one's around. Smile. When I cook, I smile. When I remember, you have to remind yourself, because our gravity pulls our body down, right? Especially, you get past 40, age 40, and all of a sudden gravity is telling you, starts to tell your body things, and you're like, what is going on? Anyway, so to smile is going against gravity, and to keep your mouth down. Like, I'm usually a very serious-faced person, so when I remember, I have to smile. Anyway, I walked into my math class in the afternoon, which is mixed girls and boys, and I was smiling, and I was teaching the math lesson, smiling with a smile on my face, and the boys got so nervous. The girls knew what I was doing, because we had just learned that this morning, and I told them I'm going to try all day to keep a smile on my face. I have a friend who her face only goes in a smile. Her face is like that. I remember I have a very glamorous student, and I once asked her, she does Botox. I have a very glamorous student. She does Botox. She has very thick lips and whatever. So I said to her, can I get Botox to keep my face in a smile? I don't remember what her answer was. I think she was horrified that I even asked that question. But it's so good to smile. Anyway, I started smiling to all the boys. Anyway, I was teaching math, smiling, trigonometry. It was not an easy math to teach. And they were getting so nervous. They kept saying, why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? What do you know that we don't know? Are you going to give us a test? Is there a fire drill coming? Is the principal going to walk in? They thought there was something behind the smile. And I said to them, what's wrong with smiling? They said, it's weird. It's weird. How do you teach math with a smile? Anyway, that's called Ha'arat Panim. Try to smile to people. Of course, you might say, if you smile, of course, only to appropriate people. You're not going to smile. Women don't smile to men, and men don't smile to women when you walk in the street. And sometimes you smile at people and they say, do I know you? Because they're not used to people smiling at them. So we're asking Hashem to smile at us. To show us that He loves us. Hoshi'eni, help me. B'chasdecha, help me, Hashem, with your love, in kindness, in a loving way. You should know that Hashem can help us in many different ways. But we're asking Hashem to help us and not to diminish our zechuyot, our merits. And Hashem can do that also. Hashem knows how to, Hashem is the greatest accountant and bookkeeper. And he knows how to balance the books. Because as you know, everything has to be done. Everything has to be done in judgment, in fairness, in equality, in a balanced way. Everything has to be done in a fair way. Our whole life is fair, and our lives are fair. Everything is done in such a way that we'll feel that we earned our Olam Haba, that we earned our world to come, that we earned our Gan Eden. We shouldn't have to go to Gan Eden. We should just live forever and then go to the world to come. But Hashem has a way. If everything has to be fair, how could it be fair? I'm imperfect, and I'm asking Hashem for a perfect Gan Eden, a perfect Olam Haba. How does that work? So Hashem is the one who knows how to make equivalences. He knows how to make aggravation in a person's life. A little bit of aggravation. The Gemara says, the Gemara is gives us such a gift. The Gemara says, if you reach into your pocket, because you want to take out 3 coins and you only find 2 coins, that's already called kaparat avonot. That's already called an atonement of mistakes that a person has made. That's slight annoyance. It's not even aggravation. It's just like being annoyed. Like I thought I had 3 coins, 3 shekels, and I see I only have 2. So it's not heartbreaking. It's not devastating. It's just annoying. But that annoyance is Hashem puts that onto the scale of all the things that he weighs, and only Hashem knows the cheshbon. Only Hashem knows the calculation and the accounting, because only Hashem knows even more than us how big our opposition, how big our Yetzer Hara was. Only Hashem knows. Okay, so now everybody's going to smile at each other? Yeah. And smile at your kids and smile at your students. It's hard because your muscles are working. Get those muscles up there. Anybody want to figure out how I can do that permanently? I'll be happy to try. Hashem, ale vosha ki krasicha. Please, Hashem, don't let me be embarrassed. I'm calling out to you. This idea, David HaMelech, we've had it over and over again, and we're not utilizing it enough. David HaMelech says, I don't want to make a chil Hashem, a desecration of Hashem's name. And on a certain level, it's a desecration of Hashem's name if an Orthodox Jew has an imperfect life. Because the person who does everything right, I'm speaking that to a lot of girls came now to Neve, a lot of new girls came, and they're here on these different programs, and they all want to get married, and the line that they keep repeating is, maybe this is a line that they're taught in America. It could be this is one of the I don't know, like the conversation pieces that is repeated in America. They'll say, several girls have told me the same thing. I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. So if a person's doing everything that they're supposed to be doing, and they don't yet have a perfect life, that's a little bit of a chilul Hashem. It's a little bit of a desecration of God's name. Because when you see a tzaddik and you see a tzaddikah, you see a righteous person, you want that righteous person should have the reflection of their righteousness, should be reflected in their personal life, and that everything should go well with them and for them. You want that the tzaddikim should never have to worry about money. The truth is, we want that no Jew should ever have to worry about money. It's so sad that we spend so much of our time worrying about money, or trying to get more money, or trying to the whole subject of money in a Jew's life is really a waste of time. There's so much more that we should be doing. when farmers are farming, they're not doing it for money. They're doing it to provide food. That's a big mitzvah, even though that takes too long also. Nowadays, Hashem has relieved us of that. Even though I'm cooking all day for Shabbos, I don't know how that's happening, but the bottom line is I could go buy everything. I could. And I don't have to kosher my chickens, and I don't have to pluck the feathers off of them, and I don't have to go and, go to the chicken coop and get the eggs. Okay, there are certain things that are more convenient. But I don't want it to be Hashem. So this is a statement, Hashem, Yudke Vavke, Havaya. Kama. I'm calling out to you and I'm saying, I don't want to be embarrassed. Here I'm calling out to you. Now there's another way of interpreting that, and that is, don't let me be embarrassed that I'm calling out to you. Because you know that there's a certain hashkafa, attitude in the Jewish world, and that is, don't be so religious. Now, wait, don't stop, don't turn off the thing yet. What does it mean? It means that there are people who will say, listen, it's wonderful to sit and learn and to trust Hashem, but you have to do some effort in the world, etc. People will say things like that. So the second way to interpret this is, let me not be embarrassed that I called out to you and that I'm turning to you for help directly. In other words, I don't want it to be that anyone should say, oh, look at that person, they're just davening all day long. The Gemara says if we would know the power of our tefillah, we would daven all day long. We would pray all day long. We don't really believe. It's sad. We believe like with half a belief that our prayer is really powerful, really potent. But the Gemara says, if we only believe totally and thoroughly in the power of prayer, and this is prayer for any human being. Dogs and cats and zebras and elephants do not pray, but humans could pray. And if we would believe in the power of the accomplishments of our prayer, so you might say, yeah, but I'm praying for so many years and nothing happens. Guess what? If you're praying for so many years for a particular whatever accomplishment, so what have you accomplished? You've accomplished that you have accumulated hundreds and hundreds of hours of prayer, and those hours of prayer have made you closer to God and have made your soul stronger in your life. So you might not have achieved what you wanted. You might not have gotten the shopping list. But prayer is not about a shopping list. Prayer is not about the shopping list that we want from God. Prayer is about, I want to feel you, Hashem. I want to feel that you love me. I want to believe in you stronger. I want to live for you. I want to give you nachas. I want to give you pleasure. I want to make you proud of me, Hashem. And even though, again, these are all terms that we're using, that we're permitted to use in relationship to God, not to think that God in any way needs me to do anything for him. And you know what? He doesn't even need to be proud of me because Hashem needs nothing. But in our understanding of how Hashem wants us to relate to him, so that we will have an eternal world, we're allowed to use terminology that makes sense to a human being. The terminology itself isn't actual, isn't the reality of God's presence. So please, Hashem, let me not be shamed because I called out to you. But let me not be ashamed for calling out to you. Let people not make fun of me and say, oh, look, there she goes again, davening again. No, we don't want that. Yevosha Rishayim, who should be ashamed? If there's a concept of shame in this world, who should have that concept? Who should be shamed? The Rishayim. What's a Rasha? A Rasha is somebody who is battling God. Now, we're not talking about, when we say something like, oh, he's such a Rasha, he took my parking space. We're not talking about throwing out words like that. But the Navi and the Tehillim, the David HaMelech is telling us who should finally be shamed. All the evil people in the world who are trying to destroy, trying to take over, trying to steal, trying to be in charge, trying to diminish freedoms, trying to destroy the environment. There's so much evil going on in the world. Now, we see what's going on. I wanted to ask you, but I didn't want to take time from the shir, about your reaction to the President Trump, and they shot him, and there's all this right away. You see what happens? You could see something before your very eyes, and if you have hatred, even if you see something before your very eyes, when you have hatred, it distorts your way of thinking. So who should be embarrassed, and who should be humiliated, and who should be put down? The Rishayim. Sorry, someone was trying to call. Yidmu lishol means like this. The word dom means to be quiet. Yidmu lishol, these people who are Rishayim, and they are really trying to manipulate the world. I don't want to call it the 1%. That's an expression that I'm not quite sure who it's referring to. But the people who are Rishayim, Hashem knows who. They should be stilled like the grave. Sheol means the grave, dead. We're not wishing them to be dead. We're wishing that they should be silent as the grave in humiliation for all that they've done against humanity. And that will happen. When Mashiach comes, as you know, when Mashiach comes, the entire world will be changed just by the words and the teachings of Mashiach. He's going to just say emes. He's just going to say the truth. And everybody will say, yeah, you're right. When you're living the right way, you want Hashem to show the world that it pays to live the right way. It's kedai. It's worth it. It's worthwhile to live appropriately. So that's what we say, Hashem, let it be that I'm trying my best to live the right way. And let it be that people who see me see that my life is successful. So you might say, well, what if it's not? You have to really just a little bit of self-examination. People don't like to self-examine. And even though they think they do, people will always say to me, like my students will say, tell me what I have to work on. It's a very, very often repeated line in the Baal Tshuva world. Tell me what I should work on. What's the real meaning of that statement? You know? It means, tell me that I'm good and that I do not have to really work on something. Because the person, if they say to you, tell me what I should work on, and you say, guess what, honey, you should work on the fact that you're egotistical, you're not tsanua, you're not, you don't give honor to other people and whatever. Either they don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to hear that. No one likes criticism. Very few people like criticism. Very few people can tolerate criticism without giving back criticism to somebody else. Only people who are very, very, very high achievers and they want to achieve, they'll allow you to critique them so that they can achieve greater. But not that they like it, they just are using it as a tool to let them go further, to let them succeed. People in sports, people who have life coaches, people who have, are professional speakers, and they want someone to critique their way of presenting, whatever. So if you really, really, you're working on your ego and you're all the time saying Hashem is the only thing and I'm just a created being and all the people around me, I can't judge them. I cannot judge them because I have no idea what their levels are. I have no idea if they're maximizing their potential. Maybe they are. Maybe their potential is very low, but they're maximizing their potential. And maybe my potential is very high. And maybe I'm not maximizing my potential. That's what Chazal tell us, how Moshe Rabbeinu was able to stay humble because he kept saying, maybe if someone else in the nation was given a soul that I was given, they would accomplish more. They would be better. Now, we have to say this to the whole Jewish people. It's a humiliation of the Jewish people that we're in such a situation where we have a government that is not good, that needs to be replaced with Mashiach. And the world is looking at us, and the regular Israeli the world is looking at the regular Israeli and like, what are we? So it's a chil Hashem. On a certain level, it's a desecration of Hashem's name. How could it be that Arabs are playing soccer on the Har Bayit and we can't go there and pray? What kind of a government, what kind of a Jew, and what kind of a government, an Israeli government, would allow such a thing? And why? What's the mindset? It makes no sense. The world laughs at us. The world laughs at us. A very astute and very holy, but not a rabbi, just somebody that I respect very much, said, I'm not going to say the name, but if you've heard it on YouTube, he's a political commentator, but a very holy man and a very mystic, a true man who's gone through a lot of suffering. So he said like this, he said, that all of these Israeli politicians, and I'm not going to say all, because I'm sure that, many, I don't know how many are righteous. I'm the Shem Shemayim. I can't possibly judge that. But he said, of the Israeli politicians that we know are not righteous and that have been not doing things for the betterment of the state and the betterment of the people. Of those people, they have loads and loads of money, and they have loads of accounts all over the world. Because you know that when you travel out of the country on a diplomatic passport, you can carry your own luggage and no one inspects it. If you're carrying your luggage, no one inspects it, so you can carry in your luggage. How many $100 bills can you stuff into a carry-on? That's how much you can bring to Chutzlars, and then you bring it to a bank. And I don't know how to do things like that, but people do. So he said like this, he said, you know what, all you politicians, he said, why don't you just leave? Just go. Just go. Just go. You have enough money. Just go. Leave us alone already. You made your money. You made your name. Just go already so that we can get our act together. Yevosha Rishoyim, Yidemuli Shom. What time is it? Te'alamna Sifsei Shaker. In the same idea of that the evil people should be silenced. The same thing repeated again. Te'alamna Sifsei Shaker. Tifatayim are lips, and sheker means a lie, and te'alamna means to be elaim. Elaim means a person who can't speak. Mute or quiet those lips that are lying. It's so annoying to hear these speeches again and again. We're not going to leave until we get all the hostages, and we're not going to leave until we destroy Hamas. And it's again and again rhetoric and lies and politics and Te'alama, be quiet already. Just be quiet. That's all. Just be quiet. And these people, not only are they saying lies, but they're speaking against the tzaddikim. They're speaking against the Haredi world. They say we don't work, we don't go to the army, we don't help the nation, we don't do anything. We're keeping them alive. We are keeping them alive, and they're speaking against us. So just be quiet already. And they're speaking against tzaddikim with ga'ava, pride, booze, arrogance. They're putting down people. Just be quiet. You can't say, and this is important for us to know also. If we can't say something good, then we have to be quiet. Now, Baruch Hashem, we're not speaking against evil people. We're not speaking against tzaddikim, and we're not speaking lies. We're trying our best. We're so good with our mouths. We're so careful with our mouths. We're doing Shmiras HaLashon for already decades and decades. The whole Jewish people, the whole Orthodox world has been focusing and fixating on speaking properly. And when we mess up, because we are human, and we mess up, we right away do tshuva and say, I'm sorry. We try our best. We're trying to elevate our power of speech, because you know that the same mouth that says whatever it says is the same mouth that says, please Hashem, I want the kids to be okay, and I want the grandchildren to be okay, and I want everyone to be healthy. And that same mouth, that's why you only have one mouth. Chazal say that the angel said, make two mouths, because they're going to speak bad anyway. So make one mouth that comes out good, one mouth that comes out bad. Could you imagine if we had two mouths? And you were not in control of your mouth. In other words, if you said something good, then it would come out of the side of the right mouth. And if you said something bad, it would automatically come out of the left mouth. Like you would have right away an indication that you just said something wrong because it came out of the quite quote unquote bad mouth. But Hashem said, no, 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 I'm making one mouth, and they're going to have to be careful because that same one mouth that's begging me for yeshuot and etc. is not allowed to speak improperly because then you're polluting the mouth, you're weakening the mouth. So, but you guys be quiet about it. All you, whoever's saying sheker, and if I chas v'shalom say sheker, say a lie, I want to be quiet. You know, there was a certain tzaddik, I forget which, he used to say over and over again, Hashem, if I'm the one who's standing in the way of Mashiach coming, then get rid of me. Just Mashiach should come already. The Geula should come already. The redemption should come. And if I'm the preventer, if I'm the me'akev for some reason, it's my fault, just get rid of me. Take me out of the picture. Could you imagine such tzaddikim we have? Oh, Hashem should help us to only speak well and to use the power of our mouth to pray and to praise Hashem and to praise each other and to give ha'aras panim, to give smiles to each other and to make people feel like I care about you. Even if I can't fix your life, even if I can't do anything, I wish I could. I wish I could fix your life. One of my friends, she's such a tzaddik, I love her. She said to me, and she's a wealthy woman. She said to me the other day, she said she davens every day. She ever have this feeling? She says she davens every single day that she should have enough money to support the tzaddik emes, that he shouldn't have to ever worry about money. She wants to have so much money. I'm just writing in my Tehillim. Let me finish my Yutes. Next week, the Ezrat Hashem will finish the parak. We'll start off. She said, she davens Hashem. If he gives her money, she's supporting, totally supporting the tzaddikim, the true tzaddikim. That's why she wants money. And Almana, she's a widow. It's a beautiful thing. So we have to, you know, we have to try. We have to try. The Kotzker Rebbe says you have 10 levels of trying to try. I wish I could be good. I wish I could help. I'm so happy to see you, ladies. We're going to have to soon take a break, meaning, I don't know, you'll tell me when. Let me just say hi to everybody. Hi, Pauline, and hi, Jen. Now put your faces on. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Rebbetzin Dov. And hi, Naomi. You're all Rebbetzins. I should really call you Hi, Rebbetzin Pauline, and Hi, Rebbetzin Jenny, and Hi. But I know that you call Rebbetzin Dov she's your Rebbetzin, so you have to. And hi, Naomi. And hi, Marcel. And happy birthday, Marcel. And hi, Haley. And hi, Aura. No, not Aura. Oh, I forgot again.
Candace.
I even tried to make in my mind a remembrance because you look like one of my students whose name is Candace. And hi, Dahlia, you back already? Yeah, good. And hi, Rebecca. And hi, Geraldine. And hi, Shulamit here in Eretz Yisrael. And hi, Liz. Is that Liz? Yeah. And hi, Yehuda. Let's see the baby. Wait, where'd you go? Yeah, she is. Oh, now we have a baby. And our Shir. There's a new baby. And hi, Sarah Lynn. There's Sarah Lynn's little one. Wow, she's big. Is that a she or a he? It's a she?
Yeah, so
who is that?
Yeah, this is Racheli. This is Avi here as well. Avi, say hello to the Rebbetzin. You good shot.
That's who I remember. Hi, Avi. Hi, Avi. Hi, Avi. I did like this. He said, hi. And hi, Racheli. My name is also Racheli. So we have two Rachelis. Little Racheli with a bow and me. Hi. Hi. This is so cute. Hi, Geraldine. And hi again, Yehuda Patya. And hi, Shoshana. Shoshana, how are you doing? I haven't heard from you in a very long time. Shoshana Biliak. Thank you, Rebbetzin. Thank you, Aviva. And hi, Lillian. 1 second. People pops off, and I don't like when they do that because I want to say hi to everybody, even if I said hi to you. Who didn't I say hi to? Shoshana, Billy. I guess everybody, yeah? Okay. So, yeah, we're Daniela. I didn't say hi to Daniela. Hi, Daniela. I see your name.
Lily.
Lily. That's Lily. Okay. No, I said to Lily. I see Lily.
Oh, you did. Sorry.
I said
On
Lily.
her phone.
Said Daniela.
She can't turn on her picture.
Who's
We've got
Lily?
to get her picture working. Lily's picture doesn't work. We're going to have to get Lily's picture.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos, everybody.
Shabbos, everybody.
Rebbetzin Silber, you'll let me know in terms
Yeah.
of when you need to take your break.
Probably 2 more weeks. We'll take a break by Rosh Chodesh.
Okay.
We'll take a break for the month of Av, yeah. And then all of you are going to come to Israel because I'm giving you vacation from the Shia, so you have to come to Israel in the month of Av. 2 more weeks you have. Come to Israel and Bezrat Hashem. You know that Tuesday is a fast day. And the fast day is the longest fast of all the fasts. It's the longest of the day. Of course, Yom Kippur is the longest.
Unless you live in South Africa.
Yeah, right. Well, that's right. Anyway, it should be a meaningful day for everybody. Make sure that you feel good, and you take good care of yourself, and you stay in, and you do all the things that you do before a fast day. But the main thing on a fast day is recognize that it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad day. It's a day of opportunity. If you can get in a few 5 minutes of prayer on that fast day, the Chazal tell us that a fast day is called Eit Ratzon. It's called a very, very precious time in Hashem's eyes. So Bezrat Hashem, we should all the fasts should turn into feasts. We say it every single year, and that's it. Bezrat Hashem, good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, and thank you.
Thank you, Professor Joanne. Thank you.
Good Shabbos. Thank you.
Enjoy the Holy Land, Shalom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Be in touch.
Good Shabbos, everybody.
Good Shabbos, everybody, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Good Shabbos. Thank you.